Hi, I'm gonna pop over here to my mat. So welcome to Gentle Yoga. If you have something to sit on, feel free to do that for later because we're actually going to start on our backs this evening. But again, to have something for later, maybe for the knees, underneath of the back. Otherwise, you can go ahead and find yourself flat on your back this evening. Nice and slow, bringing the hips down to the earth. Stretch your legs long, taking your arms and reaching them overhead for a nice long stretch. So for most of us, we have been sitting or standing for most of our day. Lots of walking, possibly. Most of us, I guess, overall, in general, any place other than lying flat on our back, right? So just enjoy a nice long stretch. Fingertips to toes and a letting go breath from your mouth. Allowing your arms to come beside the body, palms up. From this space, just listening to the sound. Beginning with one Om to center the practice. Taking an inhale through the nose. Exhale from your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Allowing the shoulders to soften a little more towards the earth. Noticing the hips relax and the thighs relax. Noticing how the heels are onto the mat and seeing if the feet can start to slowly open so the inner sole, the soles of or the inner part of the arch, they are open towards the sky. Taking this time to bring that awareness from the arch of the foot upwards to the knees, to the hips, allowing the entire lower body to connect towards the earth. Allowing your awareness to travel upwards, noticing the space between your lower back and the mat. Points of contact as you come to the shoulder blades, the tops of the arms as the elbows, wrists, and fingers relax towards the earth. Allowing your awareness to come to the front of the throat and the back of your neck. Awareness to the forehead and the back of your skull. And then as if the crown of the head were softly opening, allowing that awareness to travel to the crown of the head, all the way back down towards the soles of the feet. from this place of physical awareness, allowing your breath to become the next point of attention. As you notice your belly expand on the inhale and contract on the exhale. Inhale, your belly expands. Exhale, your belly contracts. Continuing to watch how the breath and the physical body connect. At the top of the next inhale, I would invite you to notice that slight pause before you move to the exhale. Just a moment in time. Creating a space in the breath, which can begin to create a space in our thoughts, which have the possibility to lead to words, habits, actions. If it feels inviting, you can bring your awareness to the bottom of the inhale. So that space before the exhale. So instead of just considering the breath as the inhale and exhale, you can expand that idea, that pattern, to know that there is a space in between both. And then nice and gentle, you can wiggle your fingers and wiggle the toes. You roll your wrists, roll the ankles, starting to create any kind of little movement that might feel good in your body. From this space, we can open our arms to cactus arms. So bending the elbows and then going ahead and bending our knees, keeping our feet as wide as our hips. And then nice and gentle, connecting into the exhale, dropping the tailbone, the sacrum down towards the earth. Finding your inhale just in that thought, that awareness. And on your next exhale, gently releasing your knees towards the right. If it feels like you want to move the hips a little bit to the left, feel free to do that. Gaze could be up to the sky or possibly over to your left. It may feel good to close your eyes. Relaxing into the inhale, letting go into your exhale. And then maybe with the mind, noticing the space between both. Nice and gentle, bringing the left knee up to the sky and maybe shifting the hips a little more even. The right foot will start to come close to the hips and thread it underneath of the left leg. So this is a great place to begin as you notice the stretch, the release along the front right thigh. If it feels like you want to add a little bit more, you can take that left hand or bring it down towards the foot. Straighten your arm on the inhale. Maybe start to kind of wiggle everything a little bit closer together. Now, if you can't quite reach it, pause the video. Go grab a sock, a t-shirt, a strap. Wrap it around the foot and bring that foot to you. Again, left knee up to the sky, right foot hugging towards the body. Again, a little bit more into the right hip flexor, right thigh. You can go a little bit deeper, possibly picking up the left foot. You might feel a little more stretch, a little more release in the right leg. And if you want to add more, picking up that right hand, reaching over the body as you kind of hug to the outside or the top of that left knee. You might even slide it down, especially if any kind of knee issues, onto the shin or even behind the knee. I'm going to use that option this evening. It feels good. So hugging the left leg in, hugging the right foot towards the body. And then nice and gentle, taking your left hand, I'm going to slide it down to that left ankle. But if you are here to the outside of the calf, feel free to stay there. We're going to just kind of let that left leg fall open. So you can use your left elbow as a support, kind of like a little kickstand. Again, the option of staying here or taking the hand and coming into a half happy baby as the left foot maybe comes up to the sky. Knowing again, you can hold on to the ankle, the sole of the foot, like getting nice and loving into those thighs and hips, right? Sending all those good vibes there after the sitting or standing. So I happen to have done a lot of standing and walking around today. So this feels nice to the hips. Gently bringing the left foot back. Straightening both legs onto the mat. Taking a moment to just maybe notice the difference between the right and the left side. Inhaling the hands high above the head, lengthening the legs towards the wall. Inhaling, stretching long, exhaling cactus arms, and then nice and gentle bending your knees. Excuse the puppy sounds in the back. Again, those feet about as wide as the hips, and then on your exhale, gently dropping the knees to the left side of the room. Knowing the gaze could be up to the sky or over to your right. Connecting into the inhale. Letting go in the exhale. Relaxing in the inhale. Letting go on the exhale. And as you continue with that awareness with the breath, begin to again notice the space between the inhale and the exhale. Nice and gentle. Possibly bringing the gaze up to the sky and then gently bringing that right knee back to the sky. From here, that left foot is going to start to thread in between the hip and the foot. So again, a wonderful first place to be. Maybe I shouldn't even say first, but just a wonderful place to be. Again, if you want to add a little bit more, inhaling the right hand up to the sky and exhaling the hand towards that left foot. Again, if it's not quite reaching, pause the video or grab your strap, t-shirt, whatever works best for you, and wrap it around that foot to bring the foot towards you. As you find a little more length in the left thigh. The possibility of staying here or inhaling the right knee towards the body. Feeling again maybe a difference in your left thigh. May feel the same or different than the other side. From here, taking the left hand, finding your inhale, exhaling and reaching over to that right knee and possibly a little hug in. Now, if this was not comfortable, slide the hand underneath of the knee, in between the calf and the hamstring. I would invite you to close your eyes, bring awareness to what you're feeling in the body. And tonight, I really am focusing on the concept of space. So, oftentimes we think about space being this physical room, a physicality of some sort, but like to have you consider that, again, that space between your breath, the space of maybe your yoga mat, right? From here, releasing that bottom foot with the right hand and gently allowing that knee to fall into the right hand as that right elbow is like the kickstand. So again, a nice way to kind of open up the hip if it feels like you want to move it there. Again, a great place to stay. I like to take that opposite hand and maybe rest it onto the hip to feel that it's grounded, but if it feels like you want to open that left hand down, feel free to do that too. From here, possibly sliding the hand down to the ankle, maybe bringing that right sole of the foot up to the sky, or the hand to the sole of the foot. A lot going on in the lower body right here, creating space in the hips. So when we sit a lot or drive a lot, you know, our hip flexor there is at that 90-degree-ish, approximately, right? So opening all of that up, getting into the belly, the lower back, allowing the breath to expand. All that good energy all the way towards the crown of the head, and gently releasing the foot, stretching the legs all the way, drawing your arms overhead. Nice long stretch, fingertips to toes. Inhale through the nose, letting go breath out of the mouth and sticking that tongue out. So that's a lion's breath. Let's try that again. Inhale through the nose, lion's breath, letting go from the mouth. Nice and gentle, bringing the soles of the feet back to the earth. Hands back to the body, gently rolling to one side and finding yourself up into a comfortable seated position. So initially just finding Sukhasana, easy sitting pose. Right, so if this is not comfortable, knowing that you can again bring possibly a blanket, pillow, block, bolster. If it feels like you need something underneath of the hip, feel free to do that. I would invite you to close your eyes with your hands on your knees. Inhale the shoulders up towards the ears and roll to the back of the room. Intentionally creating space between the upper and lower teeth. Relaxing your jaw. Taking time to listen to the body and the breath. And the awareness of space as the intention. Either keeping the eyes closed or possibly just slightly opening them and looking down towards the feet. We can begin to expand the legs and bring the soles of the feet together. So for this first posture that I'm going to have possibly about 2 hand lengths apart from the inner thighs to the soles of the feet. Again, nice open hips. Again, if it feels like you need to raise the hips and sit up on something, feel free to do that too. You want to get a little bit deeper into the hips, you can gently add a little resistance to those knees. Inhaling, noticing the grounding of the sit bones. If one side feels a little more crooked than the other, know that you can reposition. From here, slowly walking the hands forward, trying to walk out maybe as far as you can go, right? Dropping this tailbone, the sacrum towards the earth, keeping those arms engaged. I think at some point I heard someone call these like spider web fingers or something. I don't really like to think about them as spider webs, but I get the concept. I haven't really quite come up with something like fun and visually enticing at the same time. So until then, that's just the concept I'm kind of going with. But if you know, if you've got an idea, please let me know. And then gently walking the hands onto those fingertips back up. Bringing the hands to the outside of the knees up to the sky, soles of the feet to the earth. From this space, taking the left hand across the shins. So that hand's reaching to the outside of the right shin. Taking the right hand, turning the fingers to the back of the room. Again, those spiderweb fingers, right? Pressing into the fingertips to lift the chest and the heart forward. So belly button as if it were in between the legs. Noticing the inhale, the lift of the crown of the head. And as you exhale, a gentle twist of the heart. So really, again, that bottom part of the chest and the belly towards the legs. Rolling the shoulder down away from the ear. Knowing that you can look forward to the side or behind you. If you want to bring the fingers further back while keeping that spine straight, feel free to do that. And then gently unwinding back to the center, hugging that right arm in front of you. From here, the same thing on the opposite side. So taking the right hand, bringing it to the outside of the left thigh, if possible. You know what? It could be just holding on to the shin, right? It's a great place to be. Taking the left fingertips, spinning them to the back of the room, staying on those fingertips. Inhaling the spine nice and straight, belly button towards the inner thighs. Inhaling, lifting the crown. Exhaling, gently moving a twist towards the left with the heart. Finding that first little space and then maybe taking those fingertips, walking them a little bit further behind you. Breathing into the exhale. Inhale, relax. Exhale, release. Gently inhaling, the left hand hugging around the front body. From this space, slowly extending the heels to the front of the mat. Maybe bringing, again, those hands behind you. We're going to spin the fingertips, spider web fingertips, roll the shoulders back, opening the heart, finding even weight with the hips, connecting into the breath. Again, a nice little heart opener. Maybe, again, walking those fingertips a little more back, a little more arch in that back, shoulder blades coming in close together. And then nice and gentle, inhaling, bringing the left hand first towards the left knee, right hand towards the right knee, and then slowly walking the hands forward. As if you were drawing the femur bones, the leg bones back into those hip sockets, dropping the sit bones towards the earth. Lengthen the spine from the tailbone through the crown of the head, dropping the chin towards the chest. As you bring awareness to the inhale, the space, exhale, space. Inhale, lengthen, space. Exhale, release, space. Knowing the pattern of breath, words, mantra, something that you can replay throughout your entire day at your own convenience, right? And then gently walking the hands back towards your body. From here, we're going to slowly roll over to table or all fours. Again, fingertips nice and spread wide onto the mat. Having those hands in front of your shoulders, rolling the shoulders away from the ears and dropping your belly down towards the earth. From here, dropping the head so that chin is towards your chest. And I would just invite you to kind of hang out here for a second. Shift the weight of your hips from side to side. If it feels like you want to go in circles in one direction or the other, it's a great place to begin. Then allowing the body to be still, nice and gentle, straightening those arms, finding the shoulders, gently tucking the tail, arching the back and tucking the chin, dropping the crown towards the earth a little bit more. Pausing here as you open the space between your shoulder blades. Maybe taking the head, looking left and right. Gently inhaling back to table. From here, crossing the ankles, walking the hands back towards the knees, coming back onto your bottom and sending the heels forward towards the front of your mat. Inhaling the hands high. Exhaling, fold towards the feet. Taking that moment to reconnect. Relax in the lower back, hamstrings, hips. Knowing you can drop the head towards the chest. Slowly walking the hands back towards the body. This time bringing the soles of your feet closer together in towards the body for butterfly or Baddha Konasana. Again, the option of always using something underneath of your knees. If you need a little more resistance, to bring the hands to the outside of your knees. The space to be quiet and still as you either sit here or possibly take those fingertips and start to walk forward. Arms nice and active. Again, maybe closing the eyes as you reconnect back into your space. Nice and gentle, bringing the hands back towards the feet. Hands to the outside of the knees, knees to the sky, and then hands behind the hips. Placing weight into the hands so you can come to the feet. And slowly, hips towards the sky, dropping the crown towards the earth. Maybe a gentle shake of the head again, yes and no. Allowing the body to be still and inhaling, still expanding the belly, knowing that that support comes from
that grounding of the soles of the feet through the legs, grounding all the way towards the crown of the head. On your next inhale, rising halfway to a flat back. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling, rise halfway, a flat back. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling, rise halfway, a flat back. Exhaling, fold. From here, bending your right knee just a little bit. So like this little micro bend, enough that that left leg can feel straight and the right knee is bent. Again, knowing that the crown can stay down or possibly start to walk those hands over a little bit to the right. Maybe even finding that you can walk the fingertips out to straighten the arms. If that is too much, bring those hands back towards the body. Breathing in the back of the legs. Maybe noticing even in the soles of the feet, the subtleness of the weight. Most likely the left foot feels more weighted than the right, but you can still notice the weight of the right foot. Gently walking the hands back towards the body, bending both knees a little bit as you hang forward. This time, keeping that left knee bent and straightening the right. So feeling the difference between the right and the left side. And then slowly walking the hands over to the left. So again, maybe just hanging out right here is a great place to be. If it feels like you want to walk the fingertips away from the body and find more length and strength in the arms, feel free. Keeping the crown down towards the earth. Taking an inhale through your nose. Letting go, breath from the mouth. Gently walking the hands back towards the body and again bending both knees. From here, bringing your feet maybe as wide as the mat, but more with the heels towards the center and the toes facing outwards. Hands towards the center and slowly dropping the hips down towards the heels. In Malasana or squat garland pose. So if it's a lot to bring, to have the heels down, if it's too much, know that you can take a blanket, a pillow. I'm going to give you a little demo here. You can stand on the blanket. So, and drop the hips, and you might find, so if you can't get the heels all the way down, again, you can always bring the floor up to you. One of those great things about props and all the pillows, I guess pillows fall under that idea of props, right? Nice. Very gently inhaling the hips back to the sky. Walking the hands more in front of you. Stepping the feet behind you in down dog. So I would invite you to find the space of the feet that work best for you. If your back is bothering you this evening, keep the feet wide on the mat, bend in the knees. If you want to bring the feet a little bit in closer together, more hip distance apart, find that option. Or if you're someone who likes a traditional pose, the feet the ankles, the knees touching. Dive into that yumminess. Belly button towards the spine. Sending the hips towards the sky, weight towards the heels. Length in the back. Arms nice and strong. Noticing the inhale and your exhale. The space between the inhale, the space between the exhale. Nice and gentle, inhaling to all fours. Table. Exhale, child's pose. Hips to heels, forehead towards the floor. And inhale through the nose and exhale from the mouth. Relaxing your jaw. Space between the upper and lower teeth. Noticing the belly expand towards your thighs. And then nice and gentle, walking the hands towards the knees. Sending the weight of the hips to one side as you slowly bring the feet in front of you. From this space, sending your hips towards your heels and coming all the way to your back. On the next inhale, sending the left foot up to the sky, interlacing the hands behind the knee below the knee onto the hamstring. A gentle hug of the leg towards the body. And then working in the opposite, adding a little counter resistance. You're going to press your leg into your hand. So your hand is going to hug towards you and your leg is going to move away. Dropping the leg down into the earth. Gently relaxing, neutral, and then nice and easy hugging that leg and probably coming in a little bit closer. From here, allowing that left knee to drop down towards the underarm or the earth, sliding that left hand up towards the ankle or sole of the foot as we come into half happy baby. Allowing each exhale to gently relax, release. Nice and easy, bringing the left ankle over to that right thigh. Inviting yourself just to stay right here. Maybe take that left hand and add a little resistance to the left thigh. If it feels like you want to try a little bit more, just shift the hand. So the left hand is going to thread between the legs, right hand to the outside of the right thigh, hugging the legs towards the body. So making the left foot kind of active. So flexing that foot to help the knee. And then nice and gentle,
releasing the legs down towards the mat. Again, noticing the difference between the right and the left side. From here, again, taking a bend in the knees, soles of the feet to the earth. Inhaling your right foot up to the sky, interlacing your hands below your knee onto your hamstring. So first, just noticing how that might feel, if there's a bend in the knee. And then giving yourself a little bit of a hug. So bringing that leg towards the body. From here, creating some resistance. So hugging the leg with the hands and pushing the hands into, or pushing the leg into the hands, right? So you have this action and reaction going on, where really there is typically not very much space, right? Between an action and a reaction. I know that there's space there, right? But when we're in the moment, oftentimes we don't notice that space, whether it is in physically with somebody, or maybe something that we are reading, and then gently relaxing, keeping that leg neutral, nothing going on with the hands or the leg. And then gently hugging that leg back into the body. So you're probably going a little bit deeper as you drop that femur bone back down into the hip. Nice stretch. Oh, that feels good. Nice and slow, lowering everything back. Oh, nope. Sorry, I'm wrong. We're going to bend the right knee and bring the right ankle to the left thigh. There we go. Sorry about that. Got all caught up. From here, again, creating a little space in that hip. So right hand to right thigh, left hand to left thigh. Softening the shoulders and the jaw. And then nice and gentle. Maybe taking the hands, moving them so that that right hand is going to thread through the legs, left hand to the outside, hugging the legs into the body. Left foot flex to help with the knees. Relaxing into your hips and reconnecting into your breath. And then from here, bringing the left foot back down to the mat. Taking that right hand to the right knee and allowing it to come towards the underarm. Sliding that right hand towards the right ankle as the sole of the foot comes to the sky. Right hand maybe even to the sole of the foot. Again, half happy baby. Letting go as you breathe into the hips. If you notice a little more weight to that right, maybe just kind of shift the weight over to the left. And then very gently straightening the legs onto the mat, drawing the arms overhead. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling from your mouth, allowing the arms to come beside the body as we prepare for Shavasana. If you feel like you want to get an eye pillow or a bolster to put underneath, eye pillow for the eyes, bolster for underneath of the knees, which could be a pillow, a blanket, maybe something to cover up with.
exploring where the entire back body meets support onto the earth. Feeling the crown of your head relax, forehead relax, jaw relaxed. Your entire head is completely relaxed. Front of the throat, back of the neck, completely relaxed. Shoulders, elbows, wrists and fingers, relaxed. Lower back, middle back, and upper back, completely relaxed. Heart, belly, hips and thighs, relaxed. Knees, calves, ankles, and feet, completely relaxed. From the soles of the feet to the crown of your head and all the space around you, you are completely relaxed. As thoughts come to you, observe and honor them and allow them to go so you can be completely relaxed. And very gently, we'll begin to return. Initially, just reconnecting back into the physical body, exploring where the body meets the earth, and start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. A gentle movement of the head as you reconnect back into the breath. The breath may feel a little more full and deep as it feels like you are reawakening to this day. And then if it's comfortable to the body, you can take a gentle bend in the knees. We stretch those arms overhead as you roll onto the arm, pausing in fetal position. That top arm can come in front of you as you gently rest. From this space, sending yourself a thank you for showing up to your mat, to your practice, and to yourself. As you feel ready, you can press into that hand, return to a comfortable seated position, and closing your eyes. May you be happy and free. May you be safe and well. May you feel loving and loved. Om. Namaste. Have a joyous weekend, friends, and I look forward to seeing you next week.